Hello everyone and welcome to this Warhammer 40k competitive style battle report. I am Brady and this is my buddy Migueli.
Greetings.
And we're going to be playing a rematch of sorts from the last time that me and Migueli played. But it's going to be a little bit different and I'll tell you about that in a minute. This game is to prove that Magnus really isn't that overpowered, because there were some comments and these comments were just saying like either Magnus is too OP, he should only be in Apocalypse games. I had another comment that said that the guard list was basically crap and that this list was way too overpowered for it and that Magnus won the game by himself, which he kind of did. But it was because my opponent made some mistakes in the game, and part of it, or a big part of it, was his awful deployment. No offense to my opponent. But yeah, so in this game, I want to prove to you guys that Magnus, he is strong, don't get me wrong, he's super strong. But he's not as overpowered as you guys think when you know how to counter him and play against him effectively. So in this game, which I might have already mentioned but probably didn't, I am going to be playing the guard list, the exact same guard list from the last game, and my opponent Migueli is going to be playing my list, this chaos list. And we're going to go at it and we're going to see what happens. We're going to be using the same deployment zones and pretty much everything the same as the last game, with a couple of minor differences because obviously Magnus can't deep strike, and because I have to deploy the guard army better than it was before to prove to you that it was the deployment that messed them up. So with that said, everything is going to be the exact same from last game, only the deployment is going to change, not the deployment zones, but the deployment itself, and the players playing the armies are switched. So with that said, let's not waste any more time. Let's get into the mission and the deployment, and let's start this battle report. 2,000 points of Cadian Astra Militarum with some Militarum Tempestus thrown in it. So we have 2 battalions of guard. The first battalion is going to have 3 company commanders. The one with the red shoulders is going to be the Warlord, and he's going to have the Warlord trait where you give an extra order on a 4+, and then he's also going to have the relic for Vengeance of Lost Cadia, which is one turn. I can activate it at the beginning of one turn in a game, and everybody within 12 inches of that commander is going to get to reroll all failed hits and wounds against chaos models, which is going to be great against the army that I'm going to be playing against. 2 Militarum Tempestus Scion units, each with 2 melta-guns, and then 3 units of infantry with a las cannon. In the next battalion of guard, we have Pask and a Lord Commissar, 3 units of infantry, all with las cannons, 4 Taurox primes, 2 with missile launchers and 2 with Gatling cannons, all of them with storm bolters, and a demolisher cannon Leman Russ. And then to round out the army, we have a patrol detachment of Ultramarines led by Librarian Tigerius and 5 scouts. So that's going to be 2,000 points of Cadian Astra Militarum. And here is 2,000 points of Chaos Soup. We're going to have a battalion detachment of Alpha Legion with a Chaos Sorcerer with Plasma Pistol and Chainsword. Then we have, or no, that's a Chaos Lord with Plasma Pistol and Chainsword. Chaos Sorcerer with Force Sword and Plasma Pistol. 3 units of cultists, 2 of them have an extra guy in it, and this squad with the auto guns, their extra guy has a flamer. We have 4 Hellbrutes, all with twin las cannon and missile launcher, and a Helldrake. Then we have a Outrider detachment of Khorne Chaos Demons, so because they're Khorne, they do get the loci of Khorne, which means if any of those flesh hounds are within 6 inches of the Demon Prince, they can re-roll their failed charges, including the Demon Prince himself, because he's always going to be 6 inches or within 6 inches of himself. So that's a detachment of Chaos Demons. And then we have a super heavy auxiliary detachment with Magnus the Red. So I do have to give you guys a little note here. I did talk to my sources, and they're very credible sources too, and apparently the deep strike I did with Magnus in the previous game was actually illegal. You can't do that. The reason being is because the way, if you look at the bottom of a data sheet of any unit in the game, there's 2 different sets of keywords. There's the faction keywords, and then there's regular keywords. Magnus has the regular keyword for demon. The stratagems for Chaos Demons only work on the faction keyword demons. Meaning, only the stuff in the Chaos Demons Codex actually gets to use the stratagems from that codex. So it is kind of sad that I'm not going to be able to deep strike Magnus in tournaments and stuff like that, but GW doesn't want it to happen, so we're not doing it. So we are done deploying. So that is the Chaos deployment. It's all 2 units of cultists, daisy chained out in front to screen for the rest of the army. Another unit of cultists hiding behind that ruined wall right there. Magnus in the back, the Fleshhounds all surrounding the Demon Prince. Some Hellbrutes in the back with the Chaos Lord and Sorcerer just chilling, like back to back. And the Hell Turkey over there. Let's move over and oh look, there's no tanks on the front line. And look, they're not even on the front line. They're deployed as far back as possible. All with daisy chains, all protecting in layers in front of my HQs and the tanks. All of the terrain is the exact same as it was. And we're going to allow the Chaos player, who this game is going to be Migueli, is going to go first. We're not going to roll off or anything. We're not going to do anything. Chaos is just going to go first. That objective is going to be my primary. And that objective is going to be the Chaos player's primary. So now with that said, let's go into Chaos turn 1. So this is the end of the Chaos movement phase. These cultists just moved up the board. Magnus flew over them. These dogs all advanced with the Demon Prince following. These cultists spread out a little bit to try to deny some area for the deep striking Scions. The Hellbrutes all moved up because they were out of range of everything. And these cultists also spread out a little bit to stop the deep striking Scions. Oh, and the Chaos Lord and Chaos Sorcerer moved up with them. By the way, guys, when I was telling Migueli, I didn't tell him he was going to auto go first. So he did deploy like as if it was a real game, and that if he didn't know he was going first or not too. He didn't throw everything like balls to the wall on the front line. I get to go first. I don't need a screen type thing. So it was a legit deployment. It wasn't until after he deployed I said, all right, you go first automatically. So yeah, this is his movement now, and now we're going to move into the psychic phase. So where are we starting?
Magnus.
Magnus is going to start, okay?
He's going to give himself the +1 invul, which is, I think it's...
You need a 4 to get... It's a warp charge 6, but Magnus gets +2, so you only need a 4. You got it.
Okay.
So he has a +1 invul. He has a 3 up, reroll them 1s now.
Okay, and then he's going to do warp time.
Okay. And warp time goes off. He can now move his movement again. For warp time, Magnus ends there, so he's much closer, but still out of charge range of everything, basically. So what now? So you're going to give prescience to which one? The only one that's in range?
Yep.
Okay. So you need a 7. Goes off. So that Hellbrute now shoots at normal ballistic skill, essentially.
I'm going to give him the 5 up, feel no pain as well.
Okay, for the same Hellbrute. Does not go off.
Okay.
So that's the end of Psychic phase. Going into Shooting phase. So the Hell Turkey is going to shoot his Bale Flamer at that squad of infantry. So he gets 1d6 auto hits. That was a drop die, so reroll that. Got 6, there you go.
Mark of death.
So we have 6 auto hits, and because they're against toughness 3, it wounds on 2s because it's strength 6. So it looks like we got 6 dead guys. And that's what it looks like after the squad has been toasted. So the Hellbrute that has prescience and is hitting normally because you, because it moved, but then you gave it prescience.
Into the first guard squad.
Yeah, the only thing it can reach, which is the first front layer of guardsmen. So frag missile, so d6 shots. You get 4. You'll hit on 3s. Reroll the 1s. So they all hit, and then you wound on 3s. 2 wounds. 2 5-up armor saves. 1 lives, 1 dies. And the next, anything else is shooting? I don't know if anything else is in range. Oh, he's still got his 2 last cannons. Rerolling 1s. And then wounding on a 2. We have a dead guardsman. So I think I'm gonna kill this guy. He's the one that died. So I think that's the end of your shooting phase? Correct?
Let's double check. I don't think.
So yeah, that's the end of the shooting phase. So now we're going to go into the charge phase, but nothing is in range of charging. So then we'll go into the morale. So these guys over here, they lost 6 dudes. Their leadership 6, right?
Yeah.
Or what's the sergeant? The sergeant 6?
Yep.
Or is the sergeant 7?
Yep.
1 command point to take my morale check on 1d3. I don't know, what's the name of that stratagem? Do you know it off the top of your head?
It's fight to the death.
Fight to the death. Okay, so this is my leadership for that one squad that lost 6 guys, and it's only a d3. So I got a 2, so I lose 1 guy. From that squad is the model that I chose to run away. The squad is this one Voxcaster and that guy in the back now, the last cannon. And then the front squad only lost 2 guys. So they are on a, their leadership 7 with the sergeant. So as long as it's a 5 or less. Okay, so I lose 1 guy. So yeah, that was a very different turn 1 for Chaos in pretty much the exact same game, exact same scenario, Chaos going first. But the deployment made a huge difference. I only lost, what was it, 9 guardsmen this turn? That's it, just 9 guardsmen, not even the heavy weapons, just regular infantry guys died. And I still have my whole army to now shoot at Magnus. So we're gonna go into Cadian Guard, turn 1. So I have a quick note to mention. So Migueli, the way he played it is he had the Warlord trait on his Warlord that allows him to give extra orders on a 4+. But after going through his list myself, like for the first time now, because I haven't actually played this list or guard or anything for a while, there's no need for that. He has enough commanders to give orders to everybody. So instead, I'm going to take the Warlord trait where you get a command point back on a 5+. Okay, so I'm going to take the Grand Strategist one instead, because that would be more optimal and it helps the list a lot more. Otherwise, like I said, I have enough commanders to already give everything a command. So why do I need a Warlord trait that allows me to give extra ones? It's not needed. So I'm going to take the command reroll one. So because of that, I spent the command point earlier. Let's see if I get it back. And I do not get it back. Now with that said, I'm finished my movement. So I pulled that unit. That's the only unit that moved, is the one that was in that back corner. And it's because I wanted to provide a better screen for Pask. Then I put my scouts off of the barrels and dropped them down so that they could be on that objective, so that I'm contesting, or that I own 2 objectives. Because Migueli owns 2 objectives, and I don't want him to get the bonus for being on more objectives than I am. So with that said, now we're going to go into orders. So I'm going to give the order to everybody that allows double rapid fire. So that way I could at least get some extra shots off of my guys. And Pask is going to give the order to the Demolisher Cannon to allow it to re-roll its number of shots. So that, and then all my infantry are going to have twice the shots with their regular guns, because I think that's the best, because with the relic that I'm activating, I don't know if it was on camera, but I am using the Relic of Loscadia this turn. With using that, the most optimal order to give my guys would be the double rapid fire, because everything else is already re-rolling hits and wounds, and I don't need to get back in the fight or anything like that. So yeah, I guess we're just gonna go with that, and that's gonna be it. So then, moving into the shooting phase, we're gonna go, this infantry squad right here is going to shoot everything that's in range at Magnus. So the last cannon, hitting on a 4, re-rolling. So it hits. It wounds on a 3. Re-rolling. Because of the Vengeance of Loscadia. So it does wound. You have a 3-up, re-roll them 1s. It made it. And none of the last pistols are in range. Moving to the next squad, they're going to shoot the last cannon and then everything else that's in range. So last cannon, hitting on a 4. Wounding on a 3. So you have a 3-up, re-roll them 1s. So you fail it, D6 damage. 6! So Magnus has 6, 6-up, feel no pains. Because I'm assuming that's the Warlord trait you took, right?
Yeah.
So 6, feel no pains. You made 3, so you only take 3 damage. You're down to 15. 2 guys with their last guns are in range. So I hit on 4s, I re-roll. And then I wound on 5s, no 6s, and I re-roll. You got 3-ups, re-roll them 1s. Reroll the 1. You're good. Moving on to the next infantry squad. We got a last cannon and whatever infantry is in range. So the last cannon on a 4. Hits. Wounds on a 3. Re-rolling. Wounds. You got a 3-up. Reroll them 1s. You're good. This many shots coming from those guys up front. Hitting on 4s. Re-rolling. Wow. And then wounding on 6s, re-rolling. So I didn't get a single one, but I get another chance. There we go. We got 5. You got 5 3-ups, re-rolling 1s. So you failed 2. You got 2 6-ups now. Failed them both. Magnus is down to 13. Next squad right here, the red squad. So last cannon first. Hits on a 4. Wounds on a 3. You got a 3-up, re-rolling 1s. You're good. Alright, so 16 shots from that back squad. Hitting on 4s, re-rolling because vengeance for Cadia. So I only missed 4. Then I need 6s to wound, but re-rolling because vengeance for Cadia. So you got 4 more, 3-ups, re-rolling 1s. You're good. These squads over here are gonna fire both last cannons. I'm just gonna roll them at the same time at Magnus. And all of the last guns are gonna go into the Hell Turkey. So here's the last cannons. Hitting on 4s, re-rolling. Wounding on 3s, re-rolling. So you got 1 wound. 1 3-up, re-rolling 1s. Oh, fails again. D6. For another 6! You got 6, feel no pains.
Oh. Cool, baby. Oh.
Didn't make a single one. Magnus is now at 7 wounds. This is already a much different game. So 16 last gunshots at the Helldrake, hitting on 4s. So those were hit. Re-rolling because vengeance for Cadia. And then wounding on 6s, but re-rolling because of the whole vengeance for Cadia thing.
Oh.
So you got 7 3-up saves on that Hell Turkey. Wow, like a boss.
Why can't that be there for the Magnus, man? Come on, you freaking Hell Turkey.
Alright, then we're gonna have those scouts rapid fire into the Hell Turkey. Hitting on 3s. Wounding on 5s. You have 3 3-up saves on the Hell Turkey. Failed 2, so you're down to 10 wounds. Right, and so after having all the infantry fire, we have Magnus at 7 wounds, and we have the Hell Turkey at 10 wounds. So now we're moving into the big guns. Another thing that I'm going to mention is that I forgot to bring in the Scions. We're already past that now, so I'm not going to bring it in, but if I did, I'd have another 4 Melta shots to shoot at Magnus. So yeah, maybe next turn. We'll see. But we still have all this stuff to shoot, so let's do that. We're gonna go, these 2 Tauroxes are gonna fire everything into Magnus, because I did measure, they are like a millimeter in range, so they're gonna fire now. All right, so Migueli is gonna be holding the camera, so I can actually pick up all these dice. Because I'm just firing them at the same time, because Magnus is the only thing in range of both of them anyways, right? So I'm gonna fire them both at Magnus. These are the Gatling cannons, and I hit on 3s because I didn't move. That's cocked.
That's a lot of hits.
Yeah. Oh, and Vengeance for Cadia doesn't work on this because they're not Cadian. But it's strength 4, so it wounds Magnus on 5s. Oh, there's not that good. You got 9 3-ups, re-rolling 1s. Shoot at him with everything else. So we have 9 wounds so far, right? I'm gonna keep that over here. We have 9 that went through. So here we go. Then they all have Storm Bolters, so that would be another 4 shots, correct? Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, it's just these 2 that I'm firing. Just the 2 that are anti-infantry. So they got 3 more hits. They got no more wounds. And this many shots with the... Fuck off! This many shots with the hot shot volley guns. Hitting on 3s. And then what's the strength of these guns?
4.
So they wound on 5s. So you got another 3 more in there. So you have 12 3-ups, re-rolling 1s. So 3-ups, re-rolling 1s. So you got 3 2s in there. So you have 3 6-up, feel no pains. Failed them all. Magnus is now at 4 wounds, and I still have more things to shoot. Alright, so let's go on to the... Okay, so we're going to go on to the stuff that can't reach Magnus, and we're going to do the Demolisher Cannon onto that thing. So it's 1D... How many shots?
D3.
D3, but I get to re-roll if I don't like it, so I am going to re-roll. Just 1. I'm going to hit on a 4, but I re-roll. And then I wound on a 3. So I wound, and it's -3, I assume? Okay, so you got a 5. Either way, you have a 5-up demon save. Get what you make. Alright, and then we're going to shoot Pask into the Hell Turkey. So I forgot that this thing actually had a bunch of other weapons. So we're going to shoot the last cannon at Magnus, and the 2 Meltas at Magnus if it can reach, but I don't think it can. So the Meltas are going to go into the Hell Turkey. Last cannon going into Magnus. Hits on a 4. Wounds on a 3.
Rerolling.
Oh yeah, re-rolling because of Vengeance of Lost Cadia. It wounds! Now you have a 3-up, re-roll them 1s, you're good. Then the 2 Meltas going into, well, heavy Meltas or multi-Meltas going into the Hell Turkey. Re-rolling because of Vengeance for Cadia. Wounding on 3s, re-rolling because of Vengeance for Cadia. You have 2 5-up saves. Made them both,
and shoot that
like
cannon
a
again,
boss.
you didn't move.
Oh, I forgot that I get to shoot the cannon. Thank you for teaching me how to play guard properly. Cannon again at the turkey. I got 3 shots.
This could be
I hit on 4s. Oh, I wound on 3s. I re-roll because of Vengeance for We Hate Chaos.
Oh.
You have 3 5-up saves. Can you stop?
That's how we do it, baby. Hell Turkey for the win.
So that guy finished shooting his shots at the Hell Turkey, who is the strongest Hell Turkey I've ever seen in my life. And then Pask is now going to take a shot at it. He's going to shoot a last cannon at Magnus, though. The multi-meltas into the Hell Turkey and the cannon into the Hell Turkey. So he hits on, I assume, a 2, correct? So here's the last cannon. It hits. It wounds on a 3. Re-rolling because of Vengeance for Cadia.
Oh.
Nah, that's unfortunate. So 2 meltas into the turkey, hitting on 2s. Re-rolling.
Yes, flamers.
Oh, they're flamers? Okay, well, never mind. They look like meltas, but I guess they're flamers. And then I guess we got to shoot his top cannon at the Hell Turkey. And it does shoot twice, so I'm just going to roll everything together. It's 40 shots. All 40 shots from his top cannon. Because it gets 20 shots, but because he moved less than half his distance, because he didn't move at all, he gets 40 shots. So 40 shots, hitting on 2s, re-rolling 1s.
Not a lot of 1s, man.
Just 3. Apparently I'm a god when it comes to rolling dice. So I hit everything.
Strength 5.
It's strength 5, doesn't matter. Still wounds the turkey on 5s.
We're rolling.
Alright, so yeah, we're going to pause the camera and we'll get back. 11 wounds after that huge giant roll. So you got 11 3-up saves to take on that Hell Turkey.
Did you re-roll them, the wounds?
I did not re-roll the wounds. Here we go. I forgot how stupid this is. Okay, we got a couple more in there. Okay, so now we have that many. So take that many 3-up saves on your stupid Hell Turkey. So you have that many 3-up saves on the Hell Turkey. It's a lot. I didn't even count it, but it's probably at least like 20.
Oh my god.
So you failed a bunch. 1, 2. Yeah, it looks like you failed 6. So you take 6 damage on the Hell Turkey. You're down to 4. Oh, 7? So you're down to 3. Hell Turkey is now at 3 wounds after eating a bunch of shots from Pask. Then we have Magnus still sitting at 4 wounds, and we still have those 2 Toroxes left to fire. So for their missiles, they get 2 shots, right?
Yep, 2 shots each.
Okay, so for the first one, it's going to shoot everything at Magnus if it's in range. If Magnus is farther away, if Magnus isn't in range of the Stormbolter, I'm going to shoot the Stormbolter at the turkey if it's in range. We'll measure after. So here's the missiles. I hit on 3s. And I wound on 3s. You got a 3-up, reroll on 1s. You're good. 2 shots from the Stormbolter into the Hell Turkey. Wounding on 5s. You got 1 3-up. You're good. Oh, and then hot shot volley guns. Forgot about that. That'll be, what's the range on them? 24?
24, yep.
So that'll be into the turkey as well. Hitting on 3s. And then wounding on 5s. You got 3 3-up saves. Failed 1. You're down to 2 wounds on the Hell Turkey. Alright, now the final Torox. Shooting at Magnus. Can we kill him this turn? 2 missile launchers. Everything else is going to go into the Hell Turkey because nothing's in range of Magnus other than the missile launchers. 2 missile launchers. I'm going to command reroll this one. Where'd it go? Okay, I got it. It just rolled right off the table. Okay, both of them hit. I need 3s to wound now. I got 2 wounds. You got 2 3-ups, reroll them 1s. You're good. So after all of that rolling, we got Magnus down to 4 wounds and the Hell Turkey at 2. So we did pretty damn good that turn. Definitely better than Migueli did on his first turn in the game like this. Yeah, because this is just a redo to again show you guys and to prove to you guys Magnus can die with his 3-up reroll and 1s. Look at him. He had a 3-up reroll and 1s. Look at him now. He's at 4 wounds left. It was just because I deployed optimally and I was able to get all my shots off. And I didn't even use the stratagem that allows me to get +1 to my ballistic skill. So that's just gonna... And I didn't use my Scions. If my Scions came in, Magnus might be dead. You know what? Just for shits and giggles. If the Scions came in, let's roll 4 Meltas. Hitting on 3s. Wounding on 3s. You got 2 4-up saves. Let's see if I would have killed him. Oh, I would have had a D6. I would have killed Magnus in turn 1 if I dropped my Scions. Up the score. Guard has 5 points because 1 for being on an objective, but we both of us are on 2 objectives, so neither of us has more than the other player. Neither of us killed anything, so no one gets a bonus for that. But for Kingslayer, who Magnus is my king that I'm slaying, I get 4 points because I did more than 12 damage to him. So it's 1 point for every 3 damage for a maximum of 4 points. So I got that on Magnus, so I've got 5. Then Migueli, he's got the 1 point for being on objectives, and that's it. So it's 5-1 for guard favor. Now with that done, we're going to go into turn 2 for chaos. So movement is done for chaos. Magnus shimmied back a couple, about an inch, so that way he could be just outside of 24 inches from the librarian. So there's no chance he'll be denied on anything, so he still gets to do everything he wants. All of the Hellbrutes jumped up their full movement, so that way to try to get in range to actually shoot at some tanks other than just infantry squads. And then cultists advanced, cultists over there advanced, dogs and demon prince all advanced. And then these cultists, I'm pretty sure, just stayed still in the back. And the Sorcerer and Chaos Lord both jumped up with the Hellbrutes to help buff them up. So now we're going to go into the Psychic phase. Where are we starting?
Can you give him
Magnus?
+1 invul?
So Weaver of Fates. So it goes off. You don't get any pluses, by the way, now, because you're so crippled. So you did get it, so you get your +1 invul.
Okay, and then I'm going to do... Smite? Oh, just
nope,
out,
just out of range of the guys.
So I'm not going to do that.
You could do Warp Time and then try Smite.
Yeah, I was going to do that. I was just trying to say Warp Time for the end.
Yeah, you might get denied, but you're not going to pull it off anyways. So
Warp Time?
Warp Time!
Oh.
Any perils.
What does it Warp Time go off on?
It goes off on a 6. So even if you reroll one of those, then it goes whatever. But remember, I can steal your command point. If you want to redo... But you're going to hurt yourself anyways. Might as well do it. Okay, so he's going to use a command point. Okay. So it does go off. I get to see if I get his command point on a 5-up. I do not. So Magnus gets to move his full movement. And Magnus still moves 12, even though he's on his final bracket, which is pretty decent still. So it makes him about 5-6 inches away from those guys. So now I'm assuming you're going to smite?
Yep, I'm going to smite the first squad.
Okay, smiting the first squad. And it goes off. I will try to deny, needing a 8. Which I deny.
Nice. +1 over here.
Okay. So he's given the prescience to which one?
The first one.
So the first one has prescience. Okay.
And then I'm going to give the first...
It didn't show... I don't know if I showed you guys the roll, but it went off on a 9.
And then I'm going to do the same thing with... Or, sorry, the 5-up Feel No Pain.
Okay, 5-up Feel No Pain to the Hellbrute. And it goes off. So the front Hellbrute has a 5-up Feel No Pain and has a +1 to hit. So I believe that's your Psychic. So going into shooting, where we start. Hell Turkey, shooting into?
Into these are the scouts.
Into the scouts. So D6 auto hits. 2. You wound on 3s.
I'm gonna... Actually, yeah. Okay.
Nothing. So the front Hellbrute that's prescienced is going to shoot at. Has prescience, is the only one in range of any of these tanks because the guard's deployment was just so good this game. So he's going to be shooting at this front Torox. So he hits on 3s because he moved. These are the last cannons, so 1 hit.
I'm going to reroll this one.
So command reroll?
Yep.
Okay. Hits. I'm going to see if I steal that point. I do. 2 hits on the last cannons, needing 3s to wounds. You got 2 wounds. It's -3, so I have a 6 up. Failed them both, so he's got 2d6. 9 damage. So the Torox has 1 wound left. Well, it's better than nothing, right? At least it's not dead. 1 missile launcher hitting on a 3. Hits. Wounds on a 3. Wounds. I have a 5 up save or else that Torox is dead.
Oh, nice
and I'm
save.
Good. That Hellbrute is going to fire into the front infantry squad. Okay, 2 last cannons. Rerolls the 1. So both miss because you hit on 4s because you moved. And then your missile launcher. I'm assuming you're doing frag. So 4 shots. Hitting on 4s. Got 1 hit. So yeah, then you get to reroll that and see if you wound. So on a 3, I have a 5 up save, which I'm okay. Is gonna fire at which squad?
The first infantry squad.
The first infantry squad. All right, sounds good. So 2 last cannons hitting on 4s because you moved, and then wounding on a 2. And that's a dead guy. Gonna take that one. All right, and then I'm assuming a frag.
Yep.
It's 5 shots. Hitting on 4s. Rerolling 1s. Not bad. Wounding on 3s. 2 5-ups. So 2 die. 2 more guys dead from that squad. So all that's left there now is the sergeant, the regular guy, and that last cannon. That's left from that squad.
And I'm just gonna shoot the 3rd Hellbrute.
3rd Hellbrute, which will
Hellbrute.
be that Hellbrute right there, going into the Bulgrins. Alright, so 2 last cannons. Both hit. Wounding on 3s. Or what's the toughness of the Bulgrins?
5.
So yeah, 3s. So then I'm going to take it on the invulnerable. One of the ones that have an invulnerable save. And I make it. And I believe that's it for your shooting, right? Oh wait, no, you got the missile, right? So it hits. Does not wound.
Yep.
And now that's it for the shooting. Not much done. You brought a Torox down to 1 and you killed a couple of infantry guys. So now we move on to the assault phase. So who's charging who? El Turkey is charging.
I'm gonna do these guys in that squad, and I don't think I can charge these guys because they're behind them, but I'm gonna charge these 2 squads.
So you're charging both those squads?
Yep.
Okay, so I have 2 last cannons. 1 hit. 1 wound, you have a 5 up save. Oh, I was so hoping to kill you. And then I got a bunch of rapid fire shots. Any last gun shots? Hitting on 6s. Only 2? Okay, then I need 5s. You got 1 3 up save. That you make. Then you roll your charge distance. Your charge is 8. You should make it in, I think. Okay, so there, he's in now. Those 2 squads. Any other charges to declare?
Magnus against this squad right here.
Okay, I got my Overwatch. Last cannon. Misses. Pistol and last gun. 1 hit. Wounds on 6. Nothing. So you got your charge, probably at least a 5 or a 6. 6, let's measure. So Magnus is now in close combat with those guys, and the Hell Turkey is in combat as well. Where would you like to start?
I'm gonna do my pile in here.
So Magnus is gonna start?
Yep.
So you get to move up to 3. That's where Magnus is gonna end. And he's right there. He's now in base with those 2 guys, and after he kills him, he can pile in over there. 5 attacks, hitting on 2s. Reroll them 1. 6s are extra hits. You had 1 6 in there. And that 1, oh, we'll reroll the 1. The other one that's a 1 was a hit before, so you're all good. So you got 6 hits, you wound on 2s. Hey, look, they're dead. Magnus killed that infantry squad, then he's gonna pile into the next one that's already in combat with the. So Magnus ends his consolidate right there. So now we're gonna move over to the Hell Turkey. You get 2 attacks. What are you swinging at? That unit over there? Okay, 2 attacks, hitting on 5s, I believe. Will both hit, wounding on 2s. And I got 6 ups. Hey, it's only 1 dice. Alright, so then my attacks now. So, I'm not gonna pile in anything. I'm just gonna, actually, I could kill Magnus in close combat. That would be amazing. After the assault phase, I rolled all my attacks going back into them. I only piled in a slight bit. I didn't, like, pile in a lot. Of course, like I assumed, nothing happened. I didn't hurt either of them. So yeah, he just pulled in a couple units into combat, and that's going to be the end of his turn. We would go into morale, but I don't have any morale to take because the unit that he wounded, he ended up killing eventually anyways. So yeah, now we're going to go into turn 2 for Astra Militarum. Alright, so this is the guards movement. So all I did is I backed up these couple little guys to get them out of combat with Magnus. Moved them over there so they're not in combat with the Hell Turkey, and then I only had to move one model over there to get them out of combat with that Hell Turkey. As for orders, I have enough commanders to give orders to everyone again. So the 2 squads that got out of combat are getting the order, get back in the fight so they can shoot again. And everybody else is going to get the regular reroll 1s, but because they're Cadian, they reroll all failed hits. And then Pask is going to give the order to the Demolisher Cannon to reroll its number of shots. So with that said, well, first, technically, we got to do the Psychic phase. But those are the orders that I'm going to end up giving once we get into the shooting phase. So Psychic phase, I'm going to do the big one that matters the most. And I'm going to do Null Zone, which will end up canceling the invul for both of them because he is 6 inches away from both of them. So let's do Null Zone, which is on an 8, right?
Yep.
So I got a 7. I'm going to command point, needing at least a 4. Did not get it. But do I get that command point back? No. So I'm going to smite, and he's equal distance from Magnus and the Hell Turkey, so I'm going to smite Magnus. I get it off on a 10. You need at least an 11. You do not deny, and even if you reroll, you can't. So I get D3 mortal wounds on Magnus. For 3 mortal wounds. So you got 3 6-up, feel no pains. So you take 2. Magnus is down to 2 wounds. So, not the perfect Psychic phase, but at least we still did something. So now we're moving into the shooting. Everything is getting the orders that I told you. So the 2 units that left the combat are going to get back in the fight so they can shoot. Everybody else is going to get re-roll everything because they're Cadian. And the Demolisher Cannon is going to get re-rolled the number of shots it gets for its battle cannon. Speaking of which, let's start with that. And let's shoot at Magnus. So, we're going to get D6 shots, right?
D3.
D3, but re-rolling. So we get 2. I'm gonna keep it. Why not? So I hit on 4s. This is shooting at Magnus. I do not re-roll 1. Or no, I do. I didn't move. Hey, and then I wound on 3s. 1 wound. You got a 3-up re-roll on 1s. What you make. So his last cannon into Magnus.
Oh, you get to double shoot your.
Oh,
well,
okay. So last cannon hits, wounds on a 3. Wounds, you have a 3-up, reroll on 1s. You're good. The second shot from the top cannon gets 1, but I'm going to reroll that for still 1. And I'm going to hit you on a 4, wound you on a 3. So you got another 3-up, you're good. Melta's cocked. 2 hits, wounds on 3s. That's unfortunate. So that's that 1 Demolisher Cannon. Didn't do anything so far. We're going to do this Gatling Torox into Magnus. The one that's not wounded, so the one that's still hitting on full ballistics. So that's everything from the Torox Prime, which again is the one that's not wounded, the one right beside it. So because Magnus has a 3-up reroll on 1s and everything's like the same strength and shit, and AP doesn't really matter, I'm just going to roll every gun all together. So these are the hot shot whatevers. Fuck. Okay, here we go. Hitting on 3s, and then roll these ones, then roll these. There we go. So I'm hitting on 3s, and I'll be back. All right, and then here's the wounds. I still got those 4 to roll, but I'm going to do this, and then grab these 4 and go like this. So I wound on 5s. So we got 1, 2, 3. You have 8 3-up saves, re-rolling 1s.
Oh.
You have 2 2s, you got 6 ups. You need at least 2 6s. Oh, 1.
3 2s, because I have
3 2s, so you have 3 6 ups. Oh, he made 1. Failed. You need this one to live. No.
Command point.
You got a command point? Okay, he's got a command point for the feel no pain instead of the save.
Oh.
Still fails it. And I get to see if I steal that command point, which I don't. So Magnus dies on turn 2. So now let's continue with the shooting. So now I'm just going to have this Torox fire into the Hell Turkey. I rolled all of its hits, and that's how many I got, because I hit on 5s because it's only on 1 wound. This is with the Gatling Cannon, so I wound on 5s. You have 1 3-up save. And you fail, so you take 1 damage. The Helldrake is now at 2. Then we have the Stormbolter, which is going to be out of range. Both hit. 1 wound, you got another 3 up. Oh, I thought it was a 2 at first. You're good. And then we have all of the hotshot volley gun. Okay, and here's the hotshot volley gun things. I hit on 5s, so I got 3 hits. I wound on 5s, so I got 1 wound, another 3 up.
Oh, -2.
Oh, -2, so a 5 up. You're good. The next thing that's gonna shoot is Pask. He's gonna shoot his Gatling cannon into the Hell Turkey. He's then gonna shoot his flamers into the Hell Turkey. And the last cannon is gonna go into, if I can see any of the Hellbrutes, it's gonna go into a Hellbrute if I can reach it. If not, then I'm gonna shoot at the front dogs with the last cannon. So that's my targets. Measured. Pask, his last cannon, is in range of that front Hellbrute. So I'm gonna fire at it. I do hit it on a 3 because it's a -1 because of Alpha Legion. I hit. I wound on a 3. That's unfortunate. So the 2 heavy flamers going into the Helldrake from Pask. I get 9 hits. So I wound on 5s because strength 5 to toughness 7. 2 wounds at -1, I assume. So 2 4-ups. Failed another one, you're down to 1 wound. The shots, here's the first 20. And I hit on 2s and I reroll 1s. Oh look, they all hit. I then wound on 5, strength 5 against toughness 7. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You have 8 3-up saves on your Hell Turkey. Can he make all 8? Nope, he did. So do you blow up on a 6? You do not. So the Hell Turkey is gone. So on turn 2, I was able to finish off Magnus and the Hell Turkey. Okay, so that's, I still have a bunch of shooting left, but I was able to kill my 2 priority targets. So now I just gotta aim down range and see what else I can hit. So I'm gonna measure some things and I'll be back for the rest of the shooting. So we're gonna do this last cannon over here is going to shoot at that front Hellbrute. So we hit on a 4, hits. Would have been re-rolling because of the order, and then wound on a 3. You have a 6 up. D6. 6 damage. I've rolled 6 for my D6s this whole game. So you're at 2 wounds left. Oh wait, you have you have feel no pain on that one. So you stop 3. So you take 3 damage, you're at 5. So 5 wounds on that front Hellbrute because Delightful Agony saved it a little bit. That last cannon into that same Hellbrute. Hitting on a 5 because of alpha whatever, but I get to reroll. And I don't hit. So the last cannon that fell out of combat is going to shoot at that same Hellbrute. It'll be on a 5 normally because of Alpha Legion, but now it's a 6 because of leaving the combat.
Mark of death.
And I wound on a 3. Wound, you have a 6 up. Nope. D6. I'm going to command point it. For 6! So you got 6 feel no pains again. Please fail all of them. So, wow, you only take 2. So that Hellbrute is now at 3 damage. Well, 3 left. Last cannons over there are going to shoot at the dogs. So the one that left combat is going to hit on a 5. And then the one that didn't leave combat is on 4, re-rolling. Wounding on 2s. You got 2 demon saves on those dogs. 5 up demon saves. So one dog is gonna die as long as that's not a 1. So that front dog is gonna be on 1 wound. Then I'm gonna take these scouts and I'm gonna fire them into that dog. 5 shots, hitting on 3s. Wounding on 4s. You got 3 5-up saves. So you take 2, so a dog and a half dies. There you go, so that next back one is on a wound. So the first missile launcher, Torox, is gonna shoot at that same Hellbrute that has 3 wounds left. Missile launchers, normally hitting on 3s, but now on 4s because of Alpha Legion. And then all of his other guns are probably out of range, right? 24 inches. So we're gonna move to the next Torox, who's gonna shoot the same thing. So again, on 4s, much better. Wounding on 3s. 1 wound at -2, so you got 5 up. And D6. For 2. So you got 2 5-ups. But you fail them both. You're down to 1. The Hellbrute's down to 1. And it's good, and this is why I like to use Hellbrutes. It gets the chapter tactic, but also they don't degrade. So even though it's at 1 wound, it's basically shooting as if it's still full. I believe that's going to be all the shooting for Astra Militarum this turn. I believe, I can't say it was a bad turn. I killed Magnus, or I finished off Magnus, and I finished off the Hell Turkey, and now I'm just, yeah, gonna maybe move out a little bit next turn. And now that I don't have some Primarchs and demon things in my lines, now I can actually move up, spread out a bit again, and start shooting at some other stuff. So with that done, let's move into the scoring for turn 2. And so here's the scoring. I did kill something, so I got an extra point for killing something. I got 1 point for being on 1 objective with my scouts. Way over there. And then Kingslayer was already maxed out. Old School still haven't done yet. Or wait, no, Old School I'd have a point for killing his Warlord. I forgot about that. So I'm technically at 10, not 9. Headhunter, I got a point because I killed Magnus. So 10 points altogether at the end of Battle Round 2. And Migueli's at 5 because he got 1 for being on an objective. He got a bonus for holding more than me. He also killed something, which was the unit of guardsmen right there that Magnus killed. And then he got 1 for the Reaper. So that's it. So at the end of Battle Round 2, it is 10-5 for Astra Militarum. So that is Chaos's movement after the movement phase. So all the Hellbrutes just shimmied around a bit to probably get in range of the tank line. All the Cultists just shimmied around a bit to try to stop Deep Strike yet again because the Scions still haven't come in. And all of the dogs moved up. They didn't advance, right? They just moved?
They just moved.
And then same with the Demon Prince, just moved up. And that's going to be it. So now we're going into the Psychic phase. So what's Magnus going to... Oh.
It's going to give the +1 to the guy that didn't move.
Okay, so the guy that didn't move is going to get +1. And it goes off on a 7.
Okay, and then I'm going to give the...
Delightful Agonies
to...
to...
the same guy.
Delightful Agonies to the same guy. The one that has 1 wound. And he's got it. So the front Hellbrute that's hitting on a 2 is going to shoot at Pask. I'm pretty sure you can see him, right? Yep.
Yeah, you
The 2 last cannons hitting on 2s, going into Pask. Rerolling the 1 though because of the Chaos Lord. And then wounding on 3s. Got 2 wounds. What's Pask's save? A 3 up?
3 up.
I'm gonna give Pask take cover. So he gets a +1 to his save. Meaning, I have 5 ups here. Well, that really helped. Okay, do I get that command point back? No. So you got 2d6. 9 damage. How much does Pask have?
12.
Pask is at 3 wounds left.
Missile launcher.
So the missile launcher going to Pask, hitting on 2. Hits, wounds on a 3, 4.
4.
No wound.
I'm actually command point it.
Command pointing.
Oh.
Still misses. Do I get that command point back on 5? No. So Migueli is down to 4 command points. I am at 6 command points.
This one I passed.
2 last cannons. Hitting on 4s because you moved. So 1 hit. Wounding on a 3. Wounds. Got a 5 up because of take cover. Which I fail, so d6. You can't see it, but it's a 1. 1 damage. Missile launcher hitting on a 4. Hits. Wounds on a 4. No.
A missile. I'm gonna put a missile launcher into this Torox, and then I'm gonna put 2 last cannons into this guy.
So missile launcher going into the 1 Torox, 2 last cannons into the Torox beside. Missile launcher first, hitting on a 4 because he moved. Hits. Wounds on a 3. No. Then the 2 last cannons going into the full wound Torox. 1 hit. No wound. Back Hellbrute is gonna double down and shoot everything at the 1 wound Torox, because might as well, you gotta kill it, right? So 2 last cannons hitting on 4s. 1 hit. Wounding on a 3. Then you got missile launcher hitting on a 4. That's just some unfortunate shooting, man. I'm sorry. So that's gonna be it for the shooting. So now I'm assuming some charges are gonna happen here?
Yep. And charge this closer one into here.
So Overwatch. So I got rapid fire bolt guns, overwatching. Got 1 hit. No wound. So 8-inch charge, the number of corn. Does those dogs get in? No, but they do re-roll because of the loci of corn. Because they're within 6 inches of that Demon Prince. They still fail. So next unit of dogs. Which one? Middle or farthest away from me?
The middle one I need 11.
So So are you gonna try with them?
Yeah, because
So here we go. The middle unit of dogs is charging them, and I get my Overwatch again. Hitting on 6s. Wounding on 4s. Got 1 5-up demon save. Failed, so dog takes a wound. Then you need a, what was it, an 11?
Yeah.
But you re-roll because of corn.
I don't know, okay, I'll re-roll it.
Okay, so re-rolling the charge because of the loci of corn. Still doesn't make it close, but no cigar.
No.
So then the final unit of dogs over there is going to attempt their charge, and I get my Overwatch again! I love 8th edition, how I can Overwatch 9 times. Bolt guns. 2 hits. Running on 4s. Got 1 wound, you have a 5-up save that might take you out of charge range. Killed the dog, you can't even charge now. So I believe that's going to be it for your turn. Correct? Because I don't have any morale to take. You didn't really kill anything. You damaged the tank. Or no, you didn't even... Oh, you damaged Pask. That's what you did. That's what this whole turn was just damaging Pask. So that's going to be turn 3 for Chaos. So, going into turn 3 for Cadian Astra Militarum. Okay, so this is the movement for Astra Militarum. It wasn't much, but it was still something. So these guardsmen moved up a little bit. The last cannon stayed still, so it's still going to hit at full ballistic skill. Same thing with these guardsmen. They moved a little bit, but the last cannon stayed still, so it's going to fire full ballistic skill. I also paid a point to consolidate squads. So now those 2 guys that are in the back that were just by themselves are now part of this giant squad in front of them. Then the Taurox moved, so that's going to be hitting on 6s, but it wasn't in range of anything anyways. Might as well get some shots out of it, and nothing's going to charge it the next turn anyways, so do that. It was already in range of the other last cannons and stuff down here, so yep, might as well just move it, get some shots. Pask, regen a wound with jury rigging, something like that, I don't know. And yeah, none of those, I didn't get any of my command points back, so I'm now at 6. Or, yeah, I'm at 6. Way on the other side of the field, the Scions have finally come in. They're way in your backfield and might have to actually make you turn around and do some stuff with them. We'll see. So with that done, let's go into Psychic phase. The Librarian is going to cast Null Zone. Actually, no, I'm not even going to cast anything. Nothing's in range. You're not going to be in range to get Null Zoned. Might of Heroes on the Scouts. Doesn't go off. So moving into shooting. These 2 guys over here are going to get the orders to reroll 1s, and because they didn't move and they're Cadian, they will reroll everything. These guys over here are going to get the order to double rapid fire. They get it, and that squad's going to get it. Pask is going to give the order to the Demolisher Cannon to reroll shots, and that's basically it. Those are my orders. So let's move into actual shooting. We're going to do this really broken Taurox into that unit of dogs right there. So I got this many shots from that Taurox into those dogs. It hits on 6 though, because it normally hits on 5s, and I moved. There's a decent amount in there. This is all the guns, by the way, because he's going to be taking an invul save anyways, and it's all the same strength. So I have that many hits. Let's see how many wounds I get on 4s. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have 5 demon saves to make. 5 5-ups. So a dog dies. So he took a dog from the back, so now there's 4 left. Last cannon over here is going to fire into that 1 wound Hellbrute. Normally hitting on a 4, but hitting on a 5 because of Alpha Legion, but re-rolling. So I re-roll. Got a hit. Wounds on a 3. Wounds, you have a 6-up save on that 1 wound Hellbrute. Can you please stop doing that? That last cannon, gonna try the thing that his brother failed to do and kill that 1 wound Hellbrute. Hitting on a 5. Re-rolling. Nothing. The last cannon over there, both last cannons over here are gonna fire into that 1 wound Hellbrute. Everybody else, the infantry part that actually have regular guns, are gonna shoot into the farthest unit of dogs, the one that only has 3. So the 2 last cannons will be hitting on 5s, not re-rolling because they got the rapid fire thing. So please give me a 5. I got 1. Wounds on a 3. Wounds, you have a 6-up. Please don't do it. There we go. So now does your Hellbrute explode on a 6?
Well, I get a 5-up.
Oh, you got a 5-up, disgustingly resilient. Or actually, He's not gonna make it anyway. So he's dead. Does he blow up? 6 up. Because I would have had D6 damage anyways, right?
Yeah.
Finally killed that hell brute.
Oh,
He did not explode. Now for the last guns going into that unit of 3 dogs. This many shots with the last guns because of the double rapid fire order. I hit on 4s. Well, that's not that good. Then I wound on 4s. You got 2 demon save. 5 ups. Please stop doing that. So the Taurox in the back, not the wounded one, shot over there and killed the 4 dogs that were in front of the other dogs. We did it off camera because the camera is running out of battery. So a lot of the rolling is going to be off camera and we're just going to tell you what happened from now on. So that's what happened. That unit shot at those dogs are dead. Next thing that's going to happen is we're going to have, because I'm pretty sure all my last cannons have shot, we're going to have the scouts that are right over here are going to shoot into the unit of 3 dogs unless they get rapid fire on this unit of 5, in which case they'll shoot at them. Ended up firing into this unit right here and they killed the dog that was at the back. And the reason I shot at them is because they were in rapid fire range. So now Pask is now going to shoot everything into that unit of 4 dogs except for the last cannon, which is going to go over into this hellbrute right here. So let's get that done and I'll tell you what happened. So after shooting, Pask just annihilated those dogs. They're just gone. Even though Pask was only hitting on 4s, he still did pretty good with 40 shots. Then on top of that, he did miss his shot on that hellbrute because of the -1. If it wasn't -1 for Alpha Legion, he would have hit it. Let's move on to these Scions. This first unit is going to shoot into these cultists right here. Actually fired both of them in there because I made a little boo-boo. I thought their rapid fire was at 12 inches. Apparently their rapid fire is at 9 inches. So they only got 1 shot each, including the Meltas, which weren't in range of any of this stuff, but that was because I had to deploy so far back. And yeah, that's how many I killed. I killed 7, because he started with 11 in that squad. So yeah, there's 4 left. The 2 Tauroxes that I have left, oh, and the battle cannon, I have these 3 middle tanks to shoot. So the 2 Tauroxes are probably going to shoot into the hellbrute. So we'll be back and I'll let you know how that went. Those 3 tanks, all 3 of them, into these hellbrutes, and I did nothing because the -1 for Alpha Legion is really strong against Guard, Tau, and other armies that hit on 4s normally. We have a morale check, or the morale phase to do because I ain't charging anything. So yeah, morale. These guys are leadership 6. You lost 7, so you're losing at least 1 guy. How many extra? They're all gone. I had to take a morale with those dogs. As long as they didn't roll a 6, they were good, and he rolled a 4, so they're okay. So let's just back up a little bit and show you the board. So that's what's left of the Chaos. Is 2 units of Cultist, a Chaos Lord, a Sorcerer, 3 Hellbrutes, a Demon Prince of Khorne, 3 Fleshhounds, and then here's what's left for the Guard. Definitely a much different looking game compared to the last time this game was played out. So yeah, with that said, let's go into the scoring. After marking up the points, it's going to be 14-9 for Astra Militarum, and that's because I did kill more than him, and I'm on more objectives, since I shot his cultists off of that objective. And then for him, he did get 3 points for Kingslayer, because he really messed up Pask. He's only on 3 wounds left. And that's it. He didn't kill anything else, so he doesn't get any points for... He didn't even kill anything, so he doesn't get any points for kills. Nobody gets the bonus. Kingslayer, he got 3. Big Game Hunter, he hasn't killed any tanks yet. And the Reaper, he only killed that 1 squad so far. So that's going to be it. So yeah, let's go into turn 4 for Alpha Legion Chaos. So movement for Chaos. The cultists over here advanced to get within range of the objective. They are within range, correct?
Yep.
And those cultists over there just moved a little bit to get some in rapid fire the Scions. Hellbrutes all stood still. And the demons over here moved up to, I guess, kill those scouts. And then we quickly did the psychic phase. And he put...
Prescience on this
Okay,
guy.
so Prescience on that one, this one right here, and then Delightful Agonies on that one.
Yeah.
Okay. So now I guess we're going to go into the shooting. So where are you starting?
I'm going to shoot the Prescience one into these missiles.
Okay, so the Prescience one's going into the missile guy. So let's try to get this on camera at least.
2 last cannons.
2 last cannons hitting on 2s. Rerolling 1s. You got 2 hits. You wound on 3s. Who are you shooting at again?
This first one.
Okay, the missile launcher one. So you got 2 wounds, and it's -3. which would mean I have a 6 up, but I'm gonna do take cover for 1 command point, so that means I have 5 ups. And now let's see if I get that command point back.
Get out of here, man.
So I didn't even spend a command point.
Get out of here, my missile launcher.
So the missile launcher.
Hits.
Yeah, because it's prescient, so it hits on 2. Wounds on A3. And I have a 4-up save. Wait. I'm gonna re-roll this. No, I still fail it. Doop, I get that command point back. No. So how much damage? Just 1.
I'm gonna command point it.
So he's gonna command point it for 4.
Better.
Do I get that command point? Yes, I do. So that Torox is now on 6 wounds left.
Okay, so I'm gonna do this one into pass.
That guy in the pass. Okay, so you hit on 3s. Last cannons. 1 miss, but re-rolls the 1. 2 hit. Wounding on 3s. 1 wound. Pask has a 6-up save. Nope. So Pask should be dead. Does Pask have an invul? No? Okay. So does Pask blow up? No. Now been removed. That's the first tank that has actually died so far.
I'm gonna do a frag missile into these guys.
Okay.
And I'm gonna do 2 last cannon shots into this one right here. The 6th one that's already wounded. Okay,
so you're doing the 2 last cannons there and the frag shots into the scions in the back. So the last cannons first. Hitting on 3s. Both hit. Wounding on 3s. 1 wound. Got a 6 up. I guess I can make 6 ups too. Now the frag shot going into which group of scions?
This one.
Okay, okay. So you got 5 shots, hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s.
4 hits.
And then wounding on 3s.
3 wounds.
3 4-ups. Shot into this back unit of cultists and actually killed 1. And that's it. So now we're moving in the charges. So that unit is going to charge the front unit of scions, right? Let me get my overwatch. Got 2 meltas. 1 hit. 1 wound, you got a dead guy. And the hot shot, whatever guns. Nothing. So charge.
Yeah.
Should be in. So we did it off camera, because again, the camera's battery is dying. I need to find a solution to this problem for the future. But for now, this is the solution. Dogs ended up charging. They took a damage on Overwatch, but made it in. Demon then charged and flew over them and charged on the other side. So where are we starting? I'm assuming the Demon Prince, right?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. There you go. Do your consolidate move. Because realistically, you're gonna watch. Here, roll your 9 attacks. 9 attacks, hitting on 2s, re-rolling 1s. And then because he charged, he's strength 8, so wounding on 2s. So I have that many 6-up saves. So 7.
Oh.
So 1 lives.
No, same thing.
Okay, so after the chaos turn, reason I'm from so far away is because I have it plugged in to charge. But yeah, he killed those scouts. He consolidated towards the infantry, but he's not within an inch, so he's not in combat with them. Then over here, he killed none of the scions, and the scions killed 1 of his guys. And if you see them way in the back, I'll probably zoom in on the video. He's missing a couple in the middle now, and that's it. That's the end of his turn. So we're going to go into guard, turn 4, but I'm just going to do everything from shooting, psychic, movement. I'm going to do the whole thing, then get back, because the camera is dying, but I want to finish the battle report. So yeah, we'll be back after the end of the guard's turn, and I'll give you a summary of what happened. So I finished my turn. I was able to shoot down the Demon Prince and the dogs using the 2 Toroxes with the Gatling cannons, also with some last gun fire. All of my last cannons and missile launchers fired into the Hellbrutes and failed to do anything, because again, the -1 to hit is absolutely brutal against guard. So yeah, I tried and I didn't do it. The scions in the back, they ended up shooting a couple cultists, killed I think 2 of them. Then the other ones that are locked in combat, I surrounded one of their guys, so they're going to be in combat and be safe for a while, and I'm eventually going to kill, probably on next turn, I'll kill the rest of that squad. So he's not going to be on that objective anymore. So because of this, even though he still has 3 Hellbrutes, the Hellbrutes are literally the only thing he has left in the army. He's staring down a bunch of last cannons and stuff. Even if he does like go even with me for the rest of the game, I'm already up on points. So Migueli said he's gonna call it because he feels like I'm gonna win, and to be honest, I feel like Guard's gonna win too. I definitely have much more left than he does. And yeah, so we're gonna call it there. So it's gonna be an Astra Militarum victory. So again, just goes to show you guys, same armies, same deployment. Chaos got to go first. Everything was the exact same, other than of course Magnus didn't deep strike, but that didn't make a difference last game because watch the other battle report and you'll see he deployed right here. Magnus moves his 16, moves like right there, then uses warp time. So it really didn't make a difference in the first game. In this game, it did. The deep strike did really make a difference because if he would have been able to deep strike over here, he might have got a turn 1 charge. I still think I would have been able to kill Magnus because sure, off of his turn 1 charge, at best he would have killed 1 infantry squad. Then after that, I still have all of that stuff left to shoot, plus the stuff that's dead like Pask and a couple other last cannons and stuff. But yeah, that's going to be the game. Just goes to show that when you have the game knowledge of how to counter these Primarchs and stuff, they can die. You can kill them. They are beatable. You just need to know what you're doing. So, yeah, that's going to be it. Hopefully, I was able to prove to you guys that Magnus can die and that this guard list wasn't shit. It was just that Migueli happened to make a few mistakes. It happens.
I'm new.
Yeah, he's new. I said it in the video too. He's new. He's only been playing for like 3 or 4 months. So I got to show him today how you deploy properly with this type of guard army and how to keep your army alive. So yeah, that's going to be it for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the battle report. If you liked the video, please hit the like button. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. And if you are subscribed to the channel but really, really like the content, you can always support us on Patreon. If you donate at least $4, that gets you access to the Almost Pro Gaming Discord channel where you can talk to me and other Almost Pro gamers if you would like. So, yeah, that's it. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Happy Wargaming!